Welcome back to Good Day State Line. Bill Pratt, the president and CEO of Wesley Willows, is here to share with us what senior living really is. Hi, Bill.
Hi, Michelle. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming. So tell me a little bit about Wesley Willows.
Wesley Willows actually opened in 1966. We're a not-for-profit senior living organization and have 750 people living there.
So how did you get involved with Wesley Willows?
Actually, my background is I'm trained as a registered nurse, and I ended up going into senior living 45 years ago. And when I saw the opportunity at Wesley Willows while I was working in Pennsylvania, I thought, boy, this is a great opportunity. And so I have been there for 20 years.
That's great. And having you as a nurse, I mean, having you, the minute you said you were a nurse, I'm like, I feel safe having you here, Bill. So
Thank
I'm sure
you.
It's good anywhere you go. You're like, I know how to save anybody. So that's great. So, you know, some people have thoughts about what they think senior living is, but you're here to tell us what it really is.
Right. I think so often, and an example of that, when I first came to town, people would say, where do you work? I'd say Wesley Willows. They'd say, oh. And I'd say, do you know anything about it? It's that nursing home on the west side of town. And I said, no, that's really not what we are. We have health care for folks who need it, but the fact of the matter is, with 750 residents, we are primarily an independent continuing care organization. And so that means once somebody moves to Wesley Willows, we can take care of them for the rest of their life. And we have people as young as 64, 66 moving in, and people can choose different lifestyles for programs and services. They can live in duplex homes, they can live in our suites, they can live in apartments. But the fact of the matter is, we're fully equipped to take care of folks for the rest of their life.
Which is really nice. A lot of times families move around, and then maybe the grandparents want to move back to the same town and they don't need a huge house, and this is a great place for grandparents to go.
And we have had people come from England to move back. We've had people from Canada, down in Florida, because of that very reason. Michelle, you're right. People want to be around family in their later years.
And sometimes, though, they don't want to live with the family.
And sometimes the family doesn't want them living with them.
So this is a great
It is a great
way
solution
to get near your family, but everyone have their own space.
Yes, yes. And it's interesting because we'll have folks who are in healthcare and they go home for Thanksgiving or a holiday, and they'll say to their families, because the families share it with us, can I go back home now? Because Wesley Willows is their home.
And there's much more than just, you know, the living in your bedroom. I'm sure there's more things going on at Wesley Willows. There's activities. What else?
There are all kinds of programs and services for folks. And when we think of it, one of the key things that I would say about Wesley Willows is we have so many resident-driven programs. People can do literally anything. Someone actually came in, a new resident came and said, you know, I would like to start up a poker club. And we said, let's do it. And so that grew from about 6 people, and now they have up to 30, 32 people every week. And you know, it's not like it's real gambling, it's just fun time together with people. But there are so many things, and our facilities are just outstanding. We have an aquatic center, fitness centers all across the campus. We have a bistro, we have a bank, we have libraries. So there are endless things for folks to do. But again, it's that creative lifestyle that people get to enjoy and leave all the things of home ownership behind.
Well, I understand that too. I live in an apartment, and when I hear people complain about having to mow the lawn or shovel the snow, I'm like, I don't have to do that. So that's something that you know, your residents don't really have to deal with either, right?
That's right. And oftentimes they will come to the bistro, which has a lot of glass, and so they can watch outside and see the folks dealing with the snow and the cold and the ice and the rain, and they just smile and enjoy their meal.
Which is the perfect way to do that. So if somebody was interested in moving in, what's the first step?
First step is we really want people to come out to the campus. Again, if you talk to folks in Rockford and say, you know anything about Wesley Willows? More times than not, they really don't. And so they come out and they're just amazed at everything that we have to offer. You know, we sit on 230 acres, and there is every type of lifestyle you can imagine that people choose to live in.
And then once you schedule a tour, how often do you have rooms available?
I would say, given the size of the organization, we always are going to have space available for folks in the homes, in the apartments, and in the suites. So really, we wouldn't say we had a waiting list. We would say we have Opportunity is when do you want to move?
That's good. That's good to know. And I don't know, what's your favorite part about Wesley Willows? Like, what's your favorite amenity? What's your favorite thing?
I would say the best thing about Wesley Willows is relationships. That's our number 2 core value, but people just form new relationships that they never even dreamed of. So often people, particularly single, older men, can live in their home and become very isolated. And once that happens, then they stop eating and life just changes. And so I've talked with many a daughter and said, you know, if dad moves in, he will have a different life, a life that is well appreciated, and he will love what happens here because of all the easy relationships and friends and activities and programs.
That's so important for the quality of life, and I think it also takes away a little bit of the stress that his daughter or son might have, feeling, oh, my dad is home alone. Well, no, my dad is at poker club and having the best afternoon ever.
With all the new friends he's
Yeah.
made. And you're so right on. We had a fellow who was living in independent living recently who moved to our assisted living facilities. Again, that continuum of care. We have everything on one campus. And the daughter was in from California, moving him from one spot to the other, and she just said, Bill, this is really a struggle for me. And I said, well, what's the problem? I just don't know how to make it happen. I said, you sit back, spend time with your dad, have lunch, we'll take care of everything. Great. And by the time she left that Sunday, she felt good about her dad, and he was settled again.
That's a wonderful story, Bill. So if anyone wanted more info, you can just go to wesleywillows.org, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks so much for coming in. Up next, you'll be surprised about all the things storage units are used for at Boxed Up. And later, Kelly is back from the Nicholas Ridgel Foundation to share why the 97 ZOK Galentine's Day is so important to them. But first, it's birthday time. Hello, Dolly, celebrating today. Country superstar Dolly Parton, she's 74. On Tuesday, the youngest Spice Girl, Baby Spice, Emma Bunton, will be 44, also on Tuesday. Star of A League of Their Own, Gina Davis, turns 64. Turning 67 on Thursday, hometown rocker Robin Zander from Cheap Trick. And lastly, on Friday, one of our GDS besties, Ellery Anderson, turns 13. Happy birthday.